Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. This is show number 321 for Thursday, March 7th. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from the Dominator Race Products studio. Got a lot to cover tonight,
Oh,
don't
we do.
Yeah.
NASCAR was entertaining last weekend, so we can talk about that a little bit.
Oh, goody. Looking forward to that.
I'm sure you are.
Tonight on the show, waiting for us in the green room there, we'll get to them in just a moment. Tye Twarog, owner of Tye Twarog Racing, and his driver of the number 9 World Outlaw Late Model Rookie of the Year last year, Nick Hoffman. And many-time UMP Summer National champ in the modifieds. So
oh, my goodness, yeah.
He's run the NASCAR truck, so a lot to talk about with them. We'll get to them in just a little bit. Want to mention that this is the first time we haven't charted in Australia on the Apple Podcast
really?
charts. Yeah, but we are charting now in the States and Canada in our category, which is weird because
we complained about it, maybe?
I guess so.
I don't know.
I don't know. If you want to win a Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, it's here we go. This one right here, the special edition Hammer Down Racing Report 23 with the Hammer Down Army drivers from last year. Hashtag DCR, put that in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, either one. That'll get you entered. We'll do that drawing at the end of the show. So there's that. What else we got coming up? We got some pizza giveaway from Big D's Pizza. And a new sponsor is coming our way very soon.
Who could that be,
Scott? I don't know. Some shameless product placement. No, last week we had Dylan Conley on the show, the winner of the Future of the Sport, Rusty Schlenk Racing, and he sent us this very nice thank you card, which I'm sure it was that way. Yeah,
there you go.
Him that wrote it. So we would thank Dylan for sending us
that means a lot to us. It really does.
Absolutely. It was great having him in the studio last week. I got to mention Dittman Motorsports, the official Hoosier Racing Tire dealer for Northwest Ohio. Any kind of race car service and parts you need, call Craig today at 419-283-8580. New sponsor on this week. If you're looking for a wedding DJ, you need some entertainment there.
I'm not, but let's listen to
you
it
might be.
anyway.
You might be after tonight. Check out national award-winning Magic Moment Entertainment. In business for over 30 years. No confusing packages. One price covers everything. Ron, he's the Ohio Sports Blitz guy.
Right.
Big into racing as well. He works with contracts and carries liability insurance. No charge for mileage or dance floor lights. I think he's like all over Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana. Magic Moment Entertainment serves Ohio, I suppose I should have read ahead here. Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. Call Ron today for information. It's 419-594-2261. And that number will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen as well if you're watching us on the video broadcast. Or you can find Magic Moment Entertainment on Facebook. And if you mention the Hammer Down Racing Report, you'll get $100 off.
Ooh.
Your wedding reception price.
That's pretty cool.
I don't think it's the wedding reception price that you pay for your wedding reception, but off the DJ service.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. And finally, make sure to contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lanes. They do all the custom print magnets, canned koozies, tumblers, calendars, and other gift items they can create from any of their photos.
Have you seen that Charlie has been posting a lot of pictures on the Oakshade Remembers Facebook page?
Some of the old late models?
Oh, yeah.
From like the early 90s?
Early 90s.
That's weird, though, saying old late models from the early 90s.
Yeah, that just ages both of us.
Yes, I guess so. Photo prices will remain the same for the 14th consecutive year, and Freeze Frame Photo Kids photo giveaway is going to be back at every race at Oakshade Raceway in 2024. Price will be $50 to sponsor that, and the first 50 kids will get a free photo courtesy of said sponsor for that night. Contact Charlie if you're interested in that. Good way to get your name out there. 419-476-9978. Freeze Frame Photos, special moments frozen in time. Also got to mention Dominator Race Products, DCR Graphics, Oakshade Raceway, and of course, Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah, don't forget them. They're good guys.
I got you written down here. I wouldn't forget you. Yeah. How about we go right to our guests here?
Yeah, let's do that.
Bring them on. Cannot keep them away. We got Tye Twarog and Nick Hoffman. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, let me remove this up. There we go. Second year driving for Tye Twarog there in the number 9, coming off a Rookie of the Year season last year. Was that your first full season driving a late model then? I know you've had some late model experience in the past.
Yeah, for one, I'm really nervous that this is live because me and Tye are kind of a different duo than you would expect from the car owner side. So you never know what might come out of our mouth. But yeah, that was my first full season. I've probably raced 7 years now of part-time, kind of in and out, and obviously racing my modified full-time. So last year was the first year that I only made one modified start last year. So yeah, it was the first full year, and just to be able to race all over the country and do it full-time definitely helped me out.
You were associated with Scott Bloomquist for a while. What was your impression of that whole program?
I mean, as an outsider, everybody kind of sees how Scott is, and I'm telling you, deal with him day to day is very similar. He's actually a very down-to-earth kind of guy. Was fun to be around, but just super smart. I was lucky enough to, take in a lot of his knowledge and stuff. And then,
well, and you came in with a fair amount of your own knowledge too.
Yeah, and obviously, they were at the point right there that felt like they were kind of in limbo mode. They were kind of struggling a little bit, and then Scott was obviously hurt and stuff. So that was the reason why I came in. But Cody Summer was kind of the one that put that whole deal together. Me and Cody go way back, and he's the one that kind of put it together since he was managing the team. So it was fun to race with him for a couple months there, and kind of brought back old times for us. And I think kind of propelled my career into getting my name out there more. Obviously, driving for the biggest name in dirt late model racing, can't hurt. That's for sure.
It's got to be pretty much a role reversal driving for Tye.
Yeah, like right now it's all in my hands, and Tye kind of lets me do whatever I want.
So Tye, how did or when, I guess I should say, when did Nick get on your radar to eventually get behind the wheel of the number 9? Uh-oh. We can't hear you, Tye. You have no audio. Can you hear us? Shake your head if you can hear us. Okay.
Oh, good.
We can't hear you, though.
You might have your mic muted.
Or try... wait.
You good now?
Hey!
Oh,
we got you now.
That's a whole lot better.
Listen, I'm not a computer guy. I'm like old school. I still handwrite slips. So,
Hey, it's all good.
yeah, old school. But no, in 2022, after the Dirt Track Championship aired, Devin had a little discussion with Sellers, and we talked about things there in November. And obviously, that's a way better opportunity. I mean, it's a big time money team. It's pretty much everything he wanted. So we went different ways. Then I didn't know what I was going to do. I beat it around for a while. And then I believe December, I think me and Nick finally put stuff together, and we had a race in January. So
Wow.
Last year was pretty much a throw together team, a little bit everything everywhere. But this year we'll get a little bit better, and who knows what next year be. Hopefully, it might be better. You never know. You know what I mean? But I would say, last year was a successful year. For how we threw shit together. You know what I mean? I mean, it was last minute ditch effort. We're in the World Outlaw Tour, which ain't no joke. He's never been on a tour, so we made a whole year, and we didn't kill each other, so it was a good deal.
So, did you have anybody else on your radar when you needed to fill the driver's seat there, or was?
I mean, you know how it is. You get every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Everyone wants to drive your race car. You know what I mean? And they've all won hobby stock races or 4-cylinder races, or I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of people. I had really, guys that's won national championships before. I had a pretty good deal there, but I like Nick's. What I like about Nick is his work ethic. He's like me. We work morning and night. That's what we are. That's the people we are, and that's what I like most about him. And he's successful, and we're going to do what we can to be successful. I'm going to supply him the equipment. He's going to do the rest. And
it sounds like it's a pretty good match so far.
Yeah, I'm pleased with everything so far. I got a little bit of things on my end. We got to get a motor program. Now we saw what we need to do. We get that a little bit better. Just all around, we'll be a little bit better,
So Nick, what's the best thing about driving for Tye?
Yeah, I mean, like from day one, this was kind of the opportunity that I needed to be able to have everything here in North Carolina is big. I've raced for a lot of teams and a lot of, really good people throughout the years, but it's so tough for me, like obviously owning my own business with Elite Chassis, trying to oversee all that, and then try and race for somebody that's in Kentucky or Ohio or wherever gets very difficult. I'm very hands-on. I want to oversee everything. I want to kind of call the shots as far as crew chief side. So it becomes difficult when you're not there every day. So now in this situation, it's been, really good for me. I got, I brought in one crew guy of my own, and then Tye had one, and then now we kind of jumbled some stuff up, and we got 2 new crew guys for the rest of this year. But it's just the way it goes, and we're working on a new shop right now. So literally everything will be in under one roof and literally at my house here. So that's going to really make my life easier. I feel like it'll make our race team better, and at the end of the day, my business better.
Any chance that Elite Chassis will make a late model chassis as opposed to just the modifieds?
Yeah, I get that question a lot, and I have no intentions, and I want nothing to do with that. The modified market is a lot different than the late model market. The late model you see, right now Longhorn's really big. They're, what everybody wants. Next year it might go back to Rocket, or, somebody else might come, along. It floats way too much. And the technology side, like, I feel like I keep up with it pretty well. And the modified side, it's really easy to kind of get on top and stay on top, where it just doesn't fluctuate near as much. So I want nothing to do with it. Longhorn's been great to us, me and Tye both. And, to work with Steve, and they're literally, you get on the main road right here. We're on the same road. Longhorn Chassis and Elite Chassis is on the same road. So they're not even 5 miles down the road. So if I need something, I can run over there and get it. And they've been great to work with.
With your engineering background, have you been able to give them any feedback?
Yeah, there's some stuff that we were working on last year that was kind of different from everybody. And we never won a race with it, but we were really close. Like, we led some laps and was really competitive with some outlaw races. So there was a lot of areas there that we kind of bounced ideas back and forth, me and Rumley mainly. So, yeah, I feel like they not really, I wouldn't say they use me as a guinea pig, but like there are some areas that I feel like I can kind of help the whole program. And so I try and help them as much as they help me.
I would imagine it gives you some credibility just with your background when you go to talk to them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody looks at us as competitors because obviously they build modifieds and I build modifieds, but we don't even look at each other as any kind of competitor. There's enough to go around for everybody, so they're going to still sell, 50 modifieds if they want to, and I'll still sell my 30, 35. So, yeah, I mean, everything that I do on my modified side doesn't affect them. They don't affect me. So I try and just do whatever it makes best for our team and everything on the late model side.
Now you've driven a lot of different, you ran the Chili Bowl Nationals, you've run midgets, modifieds, late models. You were even in the NASCAR Truck Series a couple times. Is there anything you haven't driven yet? Have you driven a sprint car?
No, I've never drove a sprint car. So me and Ricky Stenhouse are obviously really good friends. He's one of my best friends, and that's actually where our late model team is housed out of his house, out of his property. So everything's at his shop right now. But me and Ricky have always talked about it, like me going 360 racing with his dad or something. I want nothing to do with like a non-wing car at all. A midget's enough for me. But yeah, I've been fortunate enough when I moved to North Carolina from St. Louis, I did the whole asphalt background, trying to go to NASCAR, ran Bandoleros, Legend cars, asphalt late models, Allison Legacy cars, ran 3 truck races when I was 18. At that point, I had already started dabbling back into modified racing and dirt racing. So made a living dirt racing. That's what I kind of grew up around with my dad racing, and it's kind of, what I enjoy the most.
I was just going to ask if you preferred the dirt over the asphalt. So
yeah, any of them asphalt guys, they prefer the dirt too.
The one thing about the asphalt series is that Cars Tour is making a big impact, Scott, and it seems like they're grooming their drivers to go to NASCAR. It seems like that could have an impact.
Yeah, for sure. You look at like a Carson Quapple. He's going to run a couple of Xfinity races. Josh Berry, there's been a lot of guys that come up that route. And luckily, a guy like Dale Jr. is actually putting a lot of asphalt late model names in seats that really deserve it.
Bubba Pollard, yeah.
Yeah, this deal with Bubba is going to be really cool. And that's what we need in the whole, in all of racing, not just, asphalt, but dirt racing, the guys that really deserve it.
Junior call you yet?
No, Junior's actually been a really
Ty's
cool
like, no.
Junior's been a
better
pretty cool
go,
dude.
Brett.
When I won in 2012, I won the Gator Nationals. Junior set me up with VIP and everything in his bar in Charlotte and all that stuff. I didn't even know the guy, but he did it all for us. It was pretty cool.
Wow. So speaking of Kenny Wallace, he was in your modified at Volusia last month, and I guess you kind of put him in that deal because he wasn't going to race. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, last year I called him when we were in Florida. He wasn't racing. It was the first year he missed at Volusia, and I was like, listen, the whole morale of the pit area is down because Kenny Wallace ain't here. He's just a super fun guy to be around. We have a lot of the same background of living in St. Louis and moving down here and stuff. So he's been a customer of mine for now a couple of years, and we put that deal together to bring one of my personal cars. We actually raced out of Tye's trailer. So I had to have all my late model stuff ready to race the following week, and brought him down a brand new modified and was able to win a Gator. So that was our end goal, is to at least win one, and we had a shot every night.
Who gets to keep that trophy?
Yeah, he took that one back, but luckily I got one the next week for myself.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I just totally lost my train of thought there. So why did you decide to start building your own modified chassis back in 2012?
Yeah, I was a kid straight out of high school, and basically came down to trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do for a living. That's what it all boils down to. My dad was an engine builder, and I never got into the engine side. I didn't really like it, and I was more into setting up race cars and going out there and sucking and figuring out why I sucked. So that was kind of what I was more intrigued by. So decided to build a car, and was successful right out of the gate. Was very fortunate to win the Eldora Fall Nationals the very first night in an elite car, and it just spiraled out of control. So now I'm a 19-year-old kid at this time, and I'm starting to take on $20,000 deposits and stuff on cars. And, I'm 19. I've never even seen this type of money before. So it all came to me pretty quick, and I had to figure it out pretty fast. And now I think we've built, a little over 250 cars, and I've made it this far.
Tye, is this his experience with building chassis? Was that something that also kind of got your attention there?
Yeah, I mean, you think about the whole 9 yards. I mean, I feel like he's definitely what you need in a driver right now. A driver has to understand it's a race car, and these guys just getting race cars out on drive, that ain't happening in today's world, what I mean? But I mean, we actually assemble Longhorn chassis at our place. We do about 20 a year, so we got kind of the same situation going on. He just makes more money than I do.
The cool part is if he screws up a car, he can fix it.
Well, I mean,
we have done that.
We've had that. I mean, we did that, so it'd be all right.
Kyle Keach here wants to know, how did the name Elite Chassis come about?
Yeah, really just more or less really sitting and laying in bed at night trying to figure out what the hell I was going to name this thing. And I, from day one, was I want to be the guy that builds the nicest shit. It might cost a little bit more, but it's going to be, elite. So that's kind of where I landed, and I wanted it to be an elite group of people. I think everybody kind of knows I don't just sell them to everybody. I mean, there is a lot of people that get their hands on them that probably I would rather them not, and you get yourself jigged and everything else. So we've seen a lot of that in the last couple of years, but just you ain't going to control that. But just try and build it as an elite group of customers and our cars. So yeah, I've always strived to build the nicest piece out there.
Now, did you know you were onto something big? You mentioned the first night out where you got the win at Eldora in the Elite Chassis. Yeah,
I mean, it took me a couple months to really sink in of what I did, and I mean, really more or less than a couple of years. So it was pretty wild. It's kind of a Cinderella deal. I think we won the first 6 races we raced with it, even into Speed Weeks the following year. So it was pretty wild. So that car. I still have that car, the very first elite car. I said I would never sell it, so I never did. Max McLaughlin actually won his first ever dirt race in it. So that car's got a lot of history, and I still have it. I rebuilt it 2 years ago and raced it at Bristol. And I was like, this is our last race with this car. I just want to say the last race was at Bristol. It'd be kind of cool. So I ran Bristol, and it's sitting in my storage container right now. And it'll actually be hung up in my shop, in my bar of my shop when we're done with it.
So it really was the last race. You didn't decide to change your mind, or?
No, yeah, that was the last one. We stripped it, and it's still got the body and everything on it. And then it's going to go in just kind of as a museum piece, something to drink beer and talk about.
There you go.
Now, Tye, what are your expectations for the number 9 team this season?
Well, I mean, I'm not a big expectation guy. Obviously, obviously your goal is,
How about goals then? Let's go with goals.
I mean, obviously, goals. I mean, you want to win races. You want to be competitive. You want to be consistent. So, I mean, obviously.
Well, you already got to win. So.
Yeah, which that's pretty crazy. That's probably a race of the year already, pretty soon. But anyhow, I mean, we ran 5th last year in the World Outlaw points, so we want ourselves to be a little bit better. You know what I mean? So. We finished better than that, I'd say, hey, it's been a good year, you know what I mean? But also a good year to me is not blowing motors up and tearing cars. So I'm a little different than most car owners, So, I mean, as long as them guys ain't, jacking around and we're having a good time, that's all that cares, you know what I mean? As long as we ain't tearing a lot of stuff up, When you tear race cars up, motors up, it's a long year. I've done it before.
Nick, your goals the same then?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you want to win races. But for me, end up in the top 3 in the points deal, still be in the hunt at the end is a big deal for me. We would have been right there in the thick of it already if Thornton blew up right in front of me in the last night of Volusia, and it killed the nose and put me out of the race. So I go from being 3rd in points leaving Volusia, now we're 6th and kind of, got a little ways to go. So, yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is I set a pretty high precedent for myself of, like, I want to win races. I hate losing more than I love winning. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing is, like, go out there and do whatever it takes to try and win races. And we're going to race more than we did last year. Tye basically leaves it up to me. Like, if I wanted to go race Brownstown this weekend, I could go do it. But I treat it as a business, like it's my own race team too. And so I try and make our money go as far as we can.
So who gets to keep all the winnings?
I don't think anyone keeps saying winnings. I think it
goes back into the car.
I call it donation. Racing's donations every week. Just how much you want to spend, donate.
Gotcha. A question for both of you guys. Nick, as a driver, what would you say has been the biggest win of your career? And Tye, as an owner, what would you say is the biggest win for you?
Yeah, for me, that one the other night at Volusia was huge. I mean, that was probably, I would say, my toughest win. Like, you look at all the guys that were there. You had all your Lucas guys. You had literally the best guys in the country. So that one was huge. So as on the late model side, I don't think, anything tops that one. My first LO win was cool, but it was, started on the front row, led every lap type deal. Like, that deal, last lap slider was pretty damn cool. And then on the modified side, I think the only thing that I haven't won that I really wanted to win was the Dome. And I was closer in the late model than I've ever been in a modified. So I'm pretty pumped up to go back there again this year in the late model.
What about you, Tye?
There's so many different things there you can say. I remember back in the day, 2015, I won my first World Outlaw race there at Screven with Steve Casebolt. That was probably a special moment, winning that, coming from, a dirt garage floor basically, then, heading out to the Baker Leagues and winning the race, so that was a big win. Obviously, me and Devin won the, Fairbury, the Perry Dirt Classic, which was a big deal. Then, it don't sound like a big deal, but we ran 3rd at the $1 Million race, and paid $50,000, then, Nick's side of things, I feel like that Jim Dunn race was kind of a special moment for us. That got us over the hump and got us really going, and obviously, the Volusia win here, Volusia, that's the World 100 field of cars you went, you just won against, so that's a pretty special moment as well.
So how many drivers have you had?
I've had, touring wise, I ran the Outlaw Tour in 16 with Casebolt, 17 and 18 with Devin Moran. Then we ran the Lucas Oil Tour in 2020 with Devin Moran. Then obviously Nick ran it in 2023, and then here we are on 24 on big level. We had some local jocals, but honestly, nothing against the local scene, but it's big boy racing when you got on the road. You know, I figured out that in a hurry there in 2015 and 16 how things roll.
Is it even worth competing at a a regular weekend show as opposed to one of the series as far as the money goes?
I mean, for us, for my team, our team, we can't go and run for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. We got to run for some kind of money and good payoff on back because that's what Nick needs to get a paycheck. Everyone needs to get their a little bit there. I mean, we go to one of them races, and I mean, them $2,000 races you can win them and we're still losing money. So anyhow, that's basically where I saw in 2015 where the bigger stuff, and plus it got me away from the local scene because I sell them parts, and you know how that is. Local guys running into my car, I'm running into their car, my guys, and I mean, we went old school knockout, drag out fights, yelling, how they throwing steering wheels. So it's a way different league here now. So,
what are your thoughts, Tye? I know you have problems with the payouts at local races, but now with the Ironman series, it's kind of a regional series and seems to be paying pretty good money. Do you think that's going to be the future of dirt late model racing, or are local tracks going to be able to hang in there?
I mean, local racing. I mean, I think local racing's in trouble. I mean, the problem is for us big time racing. We got bigger payouts. We got bigger payouts now. We're running for more money than ever. The point fund's good and everything. And these local guys, they're paying the same price we are for stuff, and their payouts are the same.
Yeah, I thought you got everything for free.
Yeah. I wish I did. Not anymore. Right?
So,
but
go ahead.
Anyhow, the local guys, like I said, I mean, local guys are still spending. It's costing them $600-700 to go run a late model now, on a regular night, and they got to run second to break even, and just it's
right. Well, and that was my thought with that Ironman series. Not a lot of travel, $5,000 to win, $500 to start. At least that's what Sam's claiming. Is that the future?
I mean, I think it's good, for the good local guys. That gives them an option out around the tour and stuff like that, what I mean? But you got your guys that just love the sport and go racing as well. Those guys are still going to be your local guys. You won't see them at them races. But I still think, I mean, you look at those races, you're looking 25, 30 cars. You're not, these big car count days on them races are done, I think.
I miss those.
Yeah, and he's right.
So why'd you guys decide to chase World of Outlaw series or follow the World of Outlaw series as opposed to Lucas Oil the past 2 seasons or last season, this season?
I mean, on my side of things, I can tell you right now, I run both series, and the Lucas Oil series costs a lot of money to run. We run a lot of 100 lappers at that deal, a lot of motor bills. Lucas Oil series obviously they got this best to pay out a lot of money, what I mean, but people doesn't understand, it costs you that much more to race as well. The Outlaw deal, I like it. It's more low key. It fits our style. You're 50 races a year. I mean, it's a good little deal. We end up in Charlotte there at the end of the year. It's a nice deal. We have our banquet. We go home with our point check, So it's more our style.
50 shows with World of Outlaws and a few others thrown in. That's a pretty big season anyway.
Well, I mean, who knows this year? I'll let him race what he wants this year. He wants to race 100 times. He can this year. I mean, we got the equipment now, and we're getting where we need to be. And, I mean, he's not going to get any better if we don't race. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And that's the deal, when you're running these bigger dudes, bigger races with bigger guys, and you got to get more laps. You got to be them guys are a little ahead of us right now because they ran a lot of races. This guy's only ran one full season of dirt late model, you know what I mean? So people don't understand. I mean, we're the kind of the guy under the radar right now, and I like being that underdog. So when we can show up in the races, I like that. So
that's awesome. Nick, you had a kind of a scary incident a couple of years ago, an accident on your way to, you were headed to Illinois.
Yeah. So I think that would have been Labor Day weekend. Big modified swing, 4-day swing, and been fortunate enough to win that deal. Like swept the whole weekend, like the last 2 years prior, and was in the chase for the UMP national title again, and was going for my 4th straight. And we were getting close to the end of the year, and so it was just a normal weekend for us. Headed down the road, and it was about 2 a.m. We were rolling through close to Louisville, Kentucky, and a semi without a trailer, so it's just bobtailing was on the shoulder, and he was in limp mode trying to make it back to his shop, and come out into our lane, I think, to go around like an exit ramp or something. And I was in the passenger seat, and we ended up hitting him, running 65 mile an hour. And so I hit the whole right side door and everything. My dad was in the back. He ended up basically in between the driver and me. My crew guy was driving. He took the steering wheel with him basically all the way to the windshield, and just very fortunate to even walk away from it. But it's pretty wild. I spent 3 days in ICU. They took me straight to intensive care, put me on a breathing tube, the whole deal. And I walked myself to the ambulance. Like, I don't remember anything. It's all, from we stopped at Buc-ee's from then on. Like, I don't know anything until 3 days later. I wake up in ICU, and I don't know anything that happened, So just wild that it knocks you out. I said I got up. I had a skull fracture. I had brain bruising, brain bleeding, brain swelling, the whole deal. Got up, stuffed myself in like one of the couches, and said my head hurt. And then I got out of the truck and sat in front of the truck, and then walked myself to the ambulance, and they took me straight to ICU. And I don't know anything for about 3 days, So pretty wild, but it definitely gives you a different outlook on life. Of you live every day to your fullest and be very fortunate. But I got 2 kids and stuff. Is like it definitely changed my outlook.
And 3 weeks later, you got back in a car and won.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid of me. Yeah, that was just one of those deals. Like, I'm trying to race for a living, So I was still in the chance of winning the national title, and that's a $20,000 deal at the end of the year. So I needed to win 2 or 3 more races, and was able, I didn't get clearance by anybody to really go do it. And I was just living my life as normal as I could after it, and still had, skull fracture and everything else. And I didn't really know how bad it actually was until finally I seen x-rays after this. And they're like, I could have been, scattered pretty bad if I would have hit my head again. So, I was able to win that race. And then I was like, after that weekend, I was like, I better just call her off here. So, and then of all places to go for my first race back after that was Chili Bowl, which is, a good possibility you'll end up on your head again. But yeah, I was basically fully recovered once I got to Chili Bowl, and then got me back in the seat to get ready to race for Tye, just literally a week after that.
So is your dad fully recovered? He broke something in his back?
Yeah, he broke his back. Yeah, he broke his back. He's as good as he'll ever be. He's obviously 58, 59 years old. So he don't recover near as good as we do, but he's just something he's going to have to deal with for the rest of his life. He's just sore. I mean, gets around just fine. You wouldn't know any different, but yeah, he's just sore getting up and down and stuff. And then my crew guy Mason, he was completely fine as far as made a full recovery, no problems. And my biggest problem is just short-term memory, basically where I hit my head. They say all your short-term is basically in your temple area, and that's where my bruising and everything was. And it could take up to 2 years to come back fully, but for me, I think we're all screwed up, and we don't have short-term as it is.
I understand.
What? Who are we talking to? No, that's crazy, man. So it'd be 2 years this Labor Day then.
Yeah. So I feel like I've made a full recovery. I'm as good as I'll ever be, and it hasn't affected me at all as far as my racing side or anything that I'm doing.
How about how bad was your equipment damaged?
Yeah, I mean, the toter home was obviously killed. I mean, it wrapped the frame rail around the right front tire. It was destroyed. The trailer's in the process of getting fixed right now, and it wasn't too bad. So it's getting fixed. And then everything inside the trailer was fine. My dad's pit bike was about the only thing that really got destroyed because the motor came out of the cabinet and landed on top of the pit bike. But the race car, everything inside the trailer was like literally perfectly fine. I got very lucky that the trailer never hit the guardrail. The truck hit the guardrail, but the trailer never came over and hit. So the trailer literally had some damage on the front of it, and that was about it.
Dean Henry wants to know how difficult it was to get the NOS sponsorship.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, Ricky Stenhouse is one of my best friends, and he is NOS's #1 guy. So at the end of the day, if you're going to get sponsored by NOS, it normally gets run through Ricky at some point. Like he's the guy that's a determining factor, like yay or nay. And being best friends with Ricky was kind of what kind of parlayed that whole deal. And I got to know Lauren. She's basically the marketing manager. She's the one that kind of calls all the shots for NOS. So she's done a lot for me even before I was a NOS guy. So we hung out and went to a lot of places together and stuff. And so just to kind of tie that whole deal in, it's really cool for our team because it gives us a huge national branding, basically. Makes us look way more professional than me and Tye actually are.
He's laughing there.
Is that a comment or a compliment there, Tye?
No, I'm just true hillbilly. You know what I mean? I ain't no one special. You know what I mean? It don't matter to me. I wear $10 jeans, $3 shirt. Don't matter to me. I ain't nobody special.
Nick, do you have any?
Hey, tell Dean we need a lot of food and chicken wings there because we got a guy named Black Magic and he likes chicken.
We like Dean's Pizza, but
yeah.
Nick, do you have any rivals or anybody you're not a fan of to race with? You don't have to name names, but
yeah, I mean,
unless you want to.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, on the modified side, it was always me and Strickler growing up. You know, like
Kyle
me and
Strickler.
him kind of hated each other. And now we're good friends or whatever, and we get along just fine. And then it came into like Mike Harrison. Me and Harrison went at each other pretty hard for a while, and he's hard to race against. So on the late model side, I mean, Chris Madden's one of the toughest guys I feel like to race against for me. It seems like if I ever show him a nose, it's like it gets way tougher for me to pass him than anybody else. So I don't know. I haven't really say I've got any rivals in the late model side, but Chris Madden for me is one of the hardest guys to race around.
Keep winning races, and then you'll probably get some.
Yeah, for sure.
What would you say is more difficult to drive, the modified or the late model?
So a lot of people, ask this question, and I think, when Jimmy Owens did it 15 years ago, the modified was probably harder to race than the late model. But nowadays, the late model racing has changed so much that the late model is way tougher than the modified side. The modified, I say it a lot of times, the modified is very laid back anymore. Like if your car's good, you can kind of cruise and you don't have to press all the time. With the late model side, as soon as they drop the green, if you lay back at all, you're just going to get swarmed and you're screwed, So it's very aggressive. T-Mez says it best. I mean, you slide or be slid. That's basically, how late model racing has gotten anymore. All these, younger guys, I'm obviously younger than a lot of the best, I would say. The late model age group is very diverse. You got a guy like Tristan Moran who's like 14, and you got, a guy like JD or Madden that are, getting up there, and I wouldn't say getting up there in age, but definitely older.
Careful.
What I mean?
Just be careful. Tread lightly.
Yeah, so it's just very diverse. There's a big span, but I do feel like the best late model drivers are anywhere from say 30 to 45.
Okay, I guess we've aged out of that. I can't be a late model driver.
Yeah,
and you're gone.
I'm double that, dude.
So how you have merchandise? I'm assuming, and in your chassis. How can people get a hold of you or get some merchandise from you, Nick?
Yeah, I'm on every form of social media there is. I mean, Twitter, I kind of say it how it is. Facebook and Instagram, I'm a little bit more polite, I guess you could say. And TikTok, I've gotten into that quite a bit and do all that. But shopnh2.com is my website. NickHoffman2.com is my racing website as far as my schedule and everything else. So, yeah, I mean, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, any of the social media platforms.
Tye, does all of that go through Nick, or if somebody wants to offer some sponsorship, how can they get a hold of you?
They can talk to us, both of us. It don't matter. Well, I mean, it all goes into one. So,
all right.
My situation, obviously, at my shop, people they can buy T-shirts off him, but I want to buy race car parts off me. I mean, that or sprint car tires. It don't matter. Go kart tires. We'll sell them anything. So
how can people get a hold of you to get that?
My number's everywhere. It's the easiest number in the country. I tell everyone 740-391-9998. It's all over the place. I get Mexicans calling me every day. I get Americans. You know how it is. You get telemarketers. So it's open to anybody.
A lot of people in India want to get some race car parts, right?
Oh yeah.
I talk to them every day.
Yeah, you get the free vacations.
Oh. So next race for you guys coming up, that's Thunder Hill on March 22nd.
Yeah, that's the next late model race right now. I could possibly run a midget next week at DuQuoin.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I want run a couple more midget races this year, and I got all my stuff ready. So it just depends on if I get everything done in my shop. Fly out there and run 2 nights in a midget.
I've run some mile races with the dirt late model and
A midget on
We're talking indoor here. We ain't talking no.
Okay.
Yeah. My midget background, I've said like quarter-mile and below is about the furthest I go.
Because I know that they have run some midget races on the mile tracks, and I just couldn't imagine
That's got to be insane.
Yeah, I don't want to even run a 3/8 mile on a midget.
So the late model, at least you guys all set then for Thunder Hill?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is the longest off season we pretty much have. Even after Charlotte, we go straight to the Dome, and then you got Christmas, and you got to be fired up for Volusia. So this is kind of weird. We got 3 weeks to just sit here and twiddle our thumbs, but got our cars ready. Everything's kind of ready to go, and just turn everything around and get ready for a big swing here.
After these couple of weeks off, it gets really serious.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, once you get into these summer months, this is go time basically.
So are you gonna hit any summer national shows with the modified?
Not with the modified, but there's a good possibility you'll see me in a couple with a late model.
Oh, nice, very cool. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, if Dean Henry had told you or not, but our guests usually go on to win their next event, or it might be the one after being on our show. So, I don't know if you want to save it for the midget or until you get to Thunder Hill.
For the late model, really, but we'll let you know how that goes.
Tye's like,
yep.
How about that?
I appreciate you guys both giving us some time here tonight, and we wish you luck this season.
Yeah, appreciate you having us on.
Yep,
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Been a pleasure.
Yep. See ya. Thanks. Bye.
We'll see you. There you go. Tye Twarog and Nick Hoffman, his driver. Coming off a Rookie of the Year season with the World of Outlaws last year, and trying to
looking forward to watching them, and I think it's going to be a good year for them.
They got that win, so
yep.
I mean, it's all downhill from there, and they've just been on the show, so they're guaranteed at least one more.
It.
Yeah. We got some action from last weekend to cover our racing roundup. How we get that going? Don't forget #DCR to get yourself entered to win that sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics. We'll put that right there. And in the meantime, let's do our racing roundup.
Racing Roundup.
So the World of Outlaw NAS Energy Sprint Car Series was supposed to be in action Sunday and Monday. We got at least one of those days. Yeah. Bike Week Jamboree going on down at Volusia Speedway Park. Sunday got rained out. Monday, Donnie Schatz picked up his 500th career win.
Old guy.
I guess. He's too old to drive a late model, according to Nick then. But, Donnie Schatz picking up the win there Monday night. That's pretty much only real dirt action going on in the stateside here, other than NASCAR action, which wasn't dirt. But down south in Australia, Albany Speedway, Darren Kane on Saturday picking up the win in the National Super Sedan title race. Clinton Oaks winning in the modified sedan. Bunbury Speedway on Saturday, Rob Rawlings won the Legend Cars Western Australia state title, and Blake Iwansau won the wingless sprints.
Okay.
Perth Motorplex,
Yay.
Logan Seavey picking up the win in the Speed Car Magic Man Prelude to the championship feature.
That would be a midget.
Speed car.
That would be a midget.
Okay.
I just needed to translate for
I
you
appreciate that. Sometimes I don't speak Australian. NASCAR action, the Craftsman Truck Series Friday night. Raja Caruth picking up his first NASCAR career win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway a couple weeks ago at Daytona after, I don't want to say causing, but being involved in one of the wrecks after the race. Bubba Wallace came up to him and was had a heated conversation with him, not because he was mad at him, but because he was, I guess he's kind of his mentor. from what I read, and he was a little upset with the move that Raja made in that race. But I think he made up for it, picking up the win there on Friday night.
I've got a lot of really nice thoughts about Raja Karuth. He's just a super young man, well spoken.
I remember watching him in some of the ARCA races, thinking he's seemed pretty low key.
Yeah, I think he's going to go a long way. And it was really cool seeing Hendrick cars on the side of that, driving for Spire Motorsports. So that could
You're going to address the rumors?
That could be an interesting combination going forward. Well, yeah.
So you can talk about the rumors. I don't like to get into rumors, but until something is official.
These are pretty well-founded rumors that, and we know that Honda is taking a long, hard look at NASCAR, and with the motor rule being what it is in NASCAR, it's going to be much easier for Honda to come in. They don't have to build a special engine just for that. Rick Hendrick is probably the largest Honda dealer in the country. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out if Honda comes in, if he'll leave Chevrolet or maybe take Honda to Spire Motorsports.
The rumors I've heard, and just rumors, nothing official, was that that Hendrick would go to Honda if that happened.
And I believe that. I believe that.
Sense, so we'll see. It's just a rumor now.
That's where his bread and butter is, and it could only get better from there.
Saturday night, John Hunter Nemechek picked up the win in the Xfinity Series at Las Vegas, and then Kyle Larson winning for the second year in a row at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Cup Series feature event.
Yeah.
Ron Miller Race Cars up there in Lambertville, Michigan. He's got race cars and trucks.
Yep.
Part, safety equipment service, rear end, transmission service, drilling out bolts that idiots break off in the back of their truck.
We have a bolt removal specialist on staff.
Yes, he helped out last night. Was very appreciative of that. Give Ron a call. Ron Miller Race Car, 734-856-7223. He's got everything a racer needs and more.
Yeah.
Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. Still waiting on the schedule.
Really?
I'm expecting it any day. I'm expecting it an email or a text to saying, hey, guess what?
Here it is.
Here's the schedule. Get this on the website. But I haven't gotten that call yet. Could be tomorrow. Could be next week. I don't know. But what I can tell you is the UMP Summer Nationals are coming to Oakshade Raceway on July 13th, the birthday race. There's going to be the American Late Model Series the American Late Model Ironman Series, which is the newly combined American Late Model Series and Ironman Series that's been resurrected. That'll be a Memorial Day weekend at Oakshade. Opening night coming up on Saturday, April 27th.
Wasn't there a Barney date too?
The Barney is going to be that ALMS show.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's not ALMS anymore.
Ironman.
ALMS. IM.
Yeah.
It's going to be that Memorial Day weekend show. So it's a little bit earlier this year.
It is.
Usually it's middle of June.
Middle of June.
So, that's going to be a little earlier. And then racing every Saturday night starting that last Saturday in April, going through the last Saturday in September as normal. I know there's been some people meeting with some people, but I haven't heard any confirmation on anything as far as other shows. But, I'm sure we'll have a lot of the regular racing programs with the compacts, Dominator Superstocks. I believe I've been told that Dominator is back as the official sponsor of that class again. Cool. Sportsman and Late Models will be your typical Saturday night show there at Oakshade Raceway. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or just check out Oakshade Raceway often, and eventually there'll be something on there, I promise. Got a little bit of racing news to bust out here before we do tonight's How Many, give out some pizza. So how about we do that? Is that good? You good with that?
Sure.
Latest racing news.
Was me stalling until I could find the button.
I knew that.
The American, speaking of the American Late Model Ironman Series, they released their schedule on last Friday.
Right.
a week ago tomorrow. There's going to be 20 races on the schedule. Atomic opens the season on May 11th. And then I guess they get another show on June 1st. And then the season will end up on September 21st. Attica Raceway Park and Oakshade each have a race scheduled on Memorial Day weekend, so that's kind of a cool thing. Back-to-back Friday night at Attica, and then Saturday the 25th is what that's going to be at Oakshade. Wayne County Speedway is scheduled for August 10th, and Eldora has the Baltus Classic on September 1st. Did they have that last year? It was. If they did, it wasn't an American Late Model Series.
It was not an ALMS because that was just resurrected.
Exactly. The World Racing Group has finalized the acquisition of the American Sprint Car Series, the ASCS, from series founder Emmett Hahn. This is the latest in World Racing Group's continued efforts and investments to help grow and strengthen sprint car racing. The 2024 ASCS National Championship season will commence at RPM Speedway on March 15th and 16th. That'd be next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Marking the series' inaugural event under the World Racing Group banner. You can watch every National American Sprint Car Series race live on Dirt Vision, which is also part of World Racing Group.
And Attica Raceway Park opens next weekend.
It does. And guess who's going to be on the show next weekend?
I'll bet.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know. I don't think he's been on the show before, actually.
If you're thinking, if it's who I'm thinking, it's somebody that's new to their program.
It could be. You might be thinking right. IndyCar is debuting a new restart procedure at this weekend's season opener in St. Petersburg, Florida. Drivers must remain single file and are prohibited from passing until reaching a line designated in the last corner. They will also have light panels positioned around the track that will be illuminated green to supplement the traditional cloth flag waved at the start-finish line for both starts and restarts. I'm not familiar with their rule was before on restarts. Maybe it was green. Once the green's out, it's green everywhere, and you can pass as soon as it's out, or now you got to wait till you get past that line before you can pass.
Kind of sprint car-ish.
Kinda, yeah. Kind of like the cone.
Yeah.
It's the IndyCar version of the cone. Not the choose cone. You must pass on the outside cone.
Yeah, do not pass.
And don't hit the cone.
Don't pass until you get past the cone.
There you go. Wayne County Speedway in Orrville, Ohio is proud to announce a significant partnership with thecushion.com, which I wasn't sure the Cushion was still around. I know when Millstream was trying to get things going a couple of years ago, the Cushion had reached out to them, and they kind of had a deal going that once racing started, that the Cushion would be
never happened.
But yeah, since
close.
It didn't, yeah. I don't know if they're talking to the new owners of the speedways, but anyways, the Cushion is going to be doing the live race streaming for Wayne County Speedway each Saturday night. Thecushion.com will be on hand to bring the action to its subscribers. I know Dave Kemmer, our producer,
was looking to buy another.
He had to buy another TV. Yeah. Poor guy. I think he was going to take a GoFundMe for that. I don't think that's a proper use of GoFundMe. I could be wrong. Attica and Fremont 410s and 305s have a rule adjustment. Rule addendum?
Yeah.
It's not really changed. More of an addition to the rules. They're now going to be permitted to run a 3-inch wicker bill for flat wings only. From a technical standpoint, I know you're not a sprint car guy, but can you explain what that exactly
a wicker
means?
bill is a little...
like a spoiler?
Yeah, at the backside of the wing, and should give it a whole lot more downforce. Would have the ability to give it a lot more downforce.
Now, that is for flat wings only.
Right.
Most of the wings I've seen, they have kind of like an airplane
Airfoil.
shape. Yeah.
Right.
So is that to kind of even things out with
Maybe.
the ones that don't have
Could be.
So I haven't really seen, I think I saw one response to that, so I can't really base an opinion on the feedback as far as that rule goes, but I probably should have reached out to one of my sprint car buddies and asked what they thought. If we got any sprint car listeners or drivers watching, listening, whatever, right now,
Explain it.
Yeah, leave us a comment if you think if it's a good thing, or if you're not too happy about it, and why.
Exactly.
Learn us a little. We like to be learned. Two-time Chili Bowl champ Logan Seavey will try his hand at dirt late model racing, driving the number 51 Chris Bragg Racing entry at Spoon River Speedway on May 8th as part of the Castrol Flow Racing Night in America. He will then race at Lincoln Speedway on the 9th and Brownstown on May 12th. Those are the only three races set in stone. As we just mentioned, CV picking up the speed car win down in Australia this past weekend. Midget.
That's the right.
Going into a late model, so that'd be kind of cool to see. Colin Shipley has teamed up with Jeff Knowlton in World Class Collision for the 2024 season. Colin will be piloting the Jeff Knowlton-owned number 46 Domination Race Cars late model out of Napoleon, Ohio. The team will be focusing on the American Late Model Ironman Series and also some local shows at Attica Raceway Park and Oakshade Raceway.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I know Hiller Miller at one point was driving a Jeff Knowlton car years ago.
Well, I believe Jeff was a racer.
Oh, yeah, he was,
the,
2000 aughts.
Yeah.
The zeros.
90s, late 90s,
That was
maybe.
before me.
Yeah.
So, and that is all the racing news that I have. Scott, check your phone. I sent you a text.
Really?
He did. He sent me a text. I can't read it, but I have it. Oh, well, this is a good text. We are we're going to, well, I'm going to have to put something in for that, another hashtag. Dean wants to give away some, or no, I guess we can use the same DCR hashtag. We'll just draw two winners.
Okay.
We're going to be giving away some extra Big D stuff tonight. We would like to do a extra large 3-topping pizza and 2 large Pepsi products in an order of wings.
Ooh.
From Big D's Pizza. So
is that all one?
That'll be the Consi prize if you don't win the sticker. So I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know who the real winner is going to be there, but we'll draw for the sticker first, and then we'll draw for the 3-topping extra large pizza.
For the big food package.
The food package courtesy of Big D's Pizza there in Clyde. So thanks, Dean, for that. That's pretty cool. Speaking of giving away pizza, it's time for How Many, because we did not have any calls or texts on the Hammer Down hotline this week.
Really?
That was very bizarre.
Shame.
It's been lighting up the past month or so. A lot of texts, a lot of calls. 419-318-3081. 419-318-3081 if you want to call or text anytime, day or night, anything on your mind. Maybe you're a sprint car racer, you can explain the Wicker Bill.
Please.
To us stock car guys and the positives and negatives, the pros and cons, so to speak, of that. That'd be
and why
cool.
you would run a flat wing or the arrow wing.
There you go. So there you go. 419-318-3080. Or if you have a question or whatever, anything racing related, we'll play it back or read it back on the show next week. So now it is time for
How Many?
Well, I timed that pretty good, didn't I? That was a good one.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Last week's How Many was how many World of Outlaws were going to be at Volusia, World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, that is, at Volusia on Sunday night, this past Sunday. And that number was a big fat 0.
Zip.
Yeah. Because Mother Nature won that one. You picked 32. I picked 31. Dylan, our guest last week, he was here, so he picked 36. So I picked who was closest.
I guess you were the winner.
I guess the winner by default there. And
we had a couple of zeros too.
Just one.
Oh, okay.
Just one. And guess who it was?
Who?
Matt Swander.
Really?
And he has already contacted me because he keeps track of this stuff. He's like, I think I might have won.
If I did.
and if I did, he's like, if I did, donate my pizza to.
Responder.
No, he's not. No. Really? John Young. John Young, congratulations. Matt Swander is donating the Big D's Pizza that he won for guessing 0 to John Young. So congratulations.
Well, that is so cool.
So there you go. And John's always out there. So
right.
And picking up pizza for us too. So that's yeah. He's like a first responder for pizza. He's a first responder for pizza. We'll go with that. So this week's How Many, and a chance to win. This is just one Big D's Pizza. This isn't the extra large 3-topping one. We're going to do that a little later.
This is our regular.
This is the regularly scheduled pizza giveaway, and I put some thought into this one.
That's strange.
Yeah, this one's going to be a tough one.
And you
And
gotta
I
go
will
first.
and I will give a hint because I did have to look up some things here. So this week's how many laps will the 35th place finisher of the NASCAR Cup Series race at Phoenix, how many laps will he complete? Because chances are if you finish 35th, you're going to be some laps down, right? I did look up, and this is so to help people out, the total laps. If you finish on the lead lap, you will have completed 312 laps. So if you guess higher than 312, your brain cells aren't functioning right because it's not going to. Well, I guess he could be overtime.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. So that could throw a wrench into things. So 312 laps is the scheduled distance for the race.
But
how
that's
many?
the 35th place.
35th
car.
place car. Whoever finishes in 35th place, how many laps will he have completed by the time
like
the checkered
that,
flag?
I like that 35.
You like that?
in there, yeah.
There was a reason I picked 35.
Nice number,
Yeah.
Scott.
So,
Proud of you.
Yeah, and it's a pretty verifiable, easy number I can pull out there. I just have no idea what it's going to be, and I thought that'd be pretty random. So that's what we're going with. So if you want to have a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, just put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live. We'll give you until, we'll say Sunday at noon.
Sure.
Noon Eastern time, that is, to get your guess in. So if you're listening to us on the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever, just find our video broadcast here from Thursday night.
No, it is Phoenix, and it never rains there, but did you specify
I did not specify when. I just said
it's
the Cup
the
Series
Phoenix-
race at
okay,
Phoenix.
okay.
If it could be Sunday, Monday, whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah, and nobody's guessing. Oh, I got to scroll down. There they are. I was like, how come nobody's guessing yet? 3. Well, that could be a legitimate guess. There could be a wreck
Early
or
on.
blow an engine early on.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, blown engines just don't happen anymore.
not too much. No, they're pretty reliable.
Scott,
I'm going with Dean's.
Scott.
What? 30. What?
you're
Wait.
stalling.
Wait, Dean said 35. Don says. Let me see. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna go with 201. That's what I'm going with.
I'm going to nail it. 176.
176. All right. Again, that'll be the 35th place finisher.
The smart bet
How
would
many
have been
laps
to go
will he
one
complete?
under you, but
Oh, yeah. That's good, though. We don't win anything anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter much. So there you go. You have
they
until
don't
noon
know
to get into
how
that.
serious we take winning around here.
Yeah, that's true. We are pretty competitive. I'm looking forward to racing you in the truck this year.
You don't stand a chance.
Yeah, we'll see about that. So we'll find out who wins that 35th place finisher number next week on the show. Coming up this weekend, though, on our Big D's Pizza Racing menu.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing menu.
The World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series are going to be back in action for the Cowtown Classic. That's Friday and Saturday night at Kennedale Speedway in Kennedale, Texas. So hopefully no rain there. The NTT IndyCar Series kicks off their season this weekend with the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. That's going to be Sunday at noon on NBC. All times are Eastern. Arca Menard Series in action at Phoenix tomorrow night, Friday night. That'll be at 8 p.m. on FS1. This is General Tire 150. Truck Series also at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Victory Voice Foundation 200. Also Friday night. That'll be at 9 p.m. after the ARCA race. That's going to be a short ARCA race if that starts at 8 and then the Truck Series at 9
Ooh.
on FS1. The NASCAR Xfinity Series, call 811.com, every dig, every time 200. That's an awkward name for a race. That's at Phoenix on Saturday, 4:30 on FS1. Then the Cup Series race, the Shriners Children 500 at Phoenix Raceway on Sunday at 3:30 on Fox. Down under for our friends in Australia. Come on, we need to get those numbers back up in Australia.
We do. Tell your friends.
Manjimup Speedway, Street Stock Stampede plus Club Division on Saturday, March 9th. Murray Bridge Speedway, it's the Street Stock Stampede plus, I think I copied that from the other thing.
Sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah, Dave. I think I copied the wrong thing there. But they're in action. But Dave, what's going on at Murray Bridge Speedway? Perth Motorplex, Mobile One 82nd Australian Speed Car Championship midgets
There you go.
on Friday and Saturday, March 8th and 9th.
And Dave advises you that the trucks are in Las Vegas last weekend.
Did I say? Oh my gosh, I did. Well, that would be why. Well, I get down to the end of my prep and just totally blow it there. Thanks, Dave.
Roger Carruth.
Won last week, yes. He was going to win again tomorrow night. You blew it.
Oh,
Well, he's screwed. How about we give away our Big D's Pizza and the DCR graphics thing? Wait, no, before we do that, I skipped some commercials here. We got to get that in for DCR graphics. They are your vinyl racing graphics provider. DCR does full wraps, partial wraps, number decals, sponsor decals of just about any kind. Currently running a special to design a car for a new video game that's coming out this fall. It's called Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing. For $20, you'll get your very own late model designed by DCR graphics. If you don't have a late model, that's fine. He can make one for you. If you're a race fan, you don't even have a car, he can make a custom car for you. If you have a stock car or a compact or something, he can transform that design onto a late model for the game for you as
and
well.
make it look really cool.
$20, that'll get you in the game there. You can play it, race against it, whatever. Call or text Dale at DCR Graphics, 419-308-9523. Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/DCR Graphics. They are your local choice for wraps, decals, and more. The best prices you'll find. And you can also order your official Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker from DCR Graphics for $5. Your camera's going bazonkers there. Show us your Hammer Down stickers on your race car, and we'll include you in the Hammer Down Army for this year and report on your results each week. So, and that's this sticker right here. You can get, he'll mail it to you, he'll deliver it to the track, whatever. Just get a hold of Dale out there at DCR Graphics. Also have to mention, there, now I can look at you and it looks like we're looking at each other.
Oh, yeah.
Dominator Race Products has what you need to be in winner's circle. Dominator with 30 years of experience to put you out front. Check out their new Ultimate Body Panels, fiberglass composite panels, filler, door, quarter, and hoods. They also have hood scoops, radiator fan shrouds, hood pins, body brace kits, and more. You can order direct from DominatorRaceProducts.com or call 419-923-6970. Dominator Race Products are also available from your local reputable race shops.
If you run a pavement late model, they have got some really nice front ends, very efficient for the pavement late models.
And you even have some Dominator stuff on your truck there, I saw.
I do.
Not that I was noticing. Now we can give away our DCR graphic now that we paid the bills. We'll do the sticker first. Again, that'll be for this one, the limited edition Hammer Down Army, Hammer Down Racing Report thing from last year.
Can they win twice? Could the same person?
No, I said it so that
Okay.
yeah, I can't uncheck that check mark. So there'll be two different winners. We'll have the winner of the sticker, and if you don't win the sticker, you got that possibility to win that huge food pack from Big D's Pizza. We'll tell you about here in just a second. Dave's on this at Murray Bridge Speedway, Australian Sprint Car Masters and Wingless Sprints on Saturday and Sunday, March 9th and 10th.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Stupid me copied the wrong thing there. So thanks, Dave, for that, for bailing me out. Burton finished 35, and he ran 10 laps. Some people are doing some homework on this. For the how many this week. All right. Let's share the screen.
Wonder what number Don picked.
I thought he picked like 200 something. I think Dean picked like 35 or something. I don't know. So here we go. For the sticker from DCR Graphics. Boom. Let's see who wins it this year. This
week.
A lot of people. Yeah. You have a 1 in 32 chance, which means you'll have a 1 in 31 chance of winning that food pack. Scott Bowen, congratulations. You have yourself the Hammer Down Racing sticker, Hammer Down Army Racing sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. Write your name on here, 37. You have 30 days to pick that up from Ron Miller Race Cars.
I think Scott was a previous winner and asked me to mail. Maybe I'll have to look at my notes.
You're too nice mailing all these out.
I know. I just love our listeners.
All right. Don't fret. If you didn't win, everybody except for Scott Bowen. Sorry, Scott.
We know Scott's not going to Big D's
Yes.
this weekend.
Well, he may go there.
could.
Yeah, he's just not going to get a free extra large 3-topping pizza plus 2 large Pepsi products and an order of wings.
Wings.
I've never had their wings.
I haven't either, but I hear
does
they're
sound good.
really good.
Can we win? Should we enter? Is it too late?
I don't know. We'd have to have John Young go get it.
All right, so here we go. We're going to draw for that food pack courtesy of Big D's Pizza.
Now you've got a 1 in 31 chance of winning.
Charles Desgrange Jr.
There you go, Charlie.
Congratulations. You have that extra large 3-topping pizza, 2 large Pepsi products, and some wings. And if you want to share with Ron and I, that'd be cool. If you bring it back to the Toledo area. And I'm guessing the same deal on that, 30 days to claim your pizza as how many winners have. So there you go. Thanks for playing. And thanks, Dean, for throwing that in. And John, he's got John Young has his pizza that he won, courtesy of Matt Swander. So that's crazy. I think it's about time to get out of here.
I think.
Yeah. So thanks to our associate producer, Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, and follow us on YouTube as well. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check us out at HammerdownRacingReport.com. Not going to solicit any more sponsors because we're kind of maxed out in our sponsors now.
Yeah, we don't
starting next week. Yeah,
right.
We don't want the whole show to turn into a commercial.
Yeah,
but so next week we're going to welcome a new sponsor. Yeah,
not saying who it is.
No, not yet. A lot of stuff involved with racing with this stuff, too. So looking forward to that. We'll talk about that next week. Thanks to DCR Graphics, Dominator Race Products, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Magic Moment Entertainment. Did I say Dittman Motorsports? I think I did.
You just did.
Yeah. Thanks to our guests this week on the show, Tye and Nick. We'll be watching them at Thunder Hill Raceway on March 22nd. Next week on the show, Justin Lisky.
Yep.
Brand new operations director there at Attica Raceway Park.
Familiar name, though, Lisky. I think they've been around racing for a lot of years.
Can I share some of the text that we exchanged today?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we were... he's going to join us with video because it's his dad who has a face for radio and behind the mic.
I see.
Mr. Brian Lisky.
Yep.
No, that's all I'll read there from that. But yeah, so Justin Lisky will be joining us next week to give us a preview of Attica Raceway Park. They're set to get things going next weekend. Racing season is here in Northwest Ohio, if Mother Nature cooperates. I haven't seen a long-term forecast. How's it looking, Ron? You're the forecast guy.
I'm worried that, remember last year we got into that every weekend? I think Attica got in 5 of the first 7, or they lost 5 of the first 7. I'm worried that we might be heading into that pattern again. But that's just...
I reject your reality and substitute it with my own.
That's just a wild-ass guess.
Well, we're out of here. We'll see you next Thursday night.
Thanks for listening, and tell your friends. We've got all these
Absolutely.
great sponsors, and we need a few more listeners to make our sponsors proud.
Well, we don't need them, but that'll make them happier.
We want them.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell your friends.
We'll see you next Thursday, 7 o'clock. We out.
Thanks, y'all.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.